I'm not. I can't afford to not record.
Welcome to season 6 of the Be Your Own Kind podcast, where we believe that you deserve the space to just be. I'm so excited to share another season with you, packed with fresh perspectives, practical tools, and inspiration to enhance your already amazing self. I hope you enjoy the new content just as much as I've loved bringing it to you. Stay inspired and always remember to be your own kind. Oh my God, everyone! Our guest today is my nephew.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
My
What's going on?
nephew
What's going on?
Andre. Yes. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I love it when family members come. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Born and raised Chicago, mainly East Side. You know, uh, family oriented guy. Just I don't know, basic guy. I don't know, jack of all trades. Helpful spirit.
Yeah.
Just I wouldn't say people's person, but could be depending on the people that I'm surrounded by. But I mean, it's pretty regular guy. Pretty regular
Not
guy.
you a regular guy. Y'all, he's being modest. Like, you know everything about everything about everything about everything.
Thank you. Thank you. I
You be
try.
keeping me young. I'm like, what's that?
I mean, I just read a lot though. Just read a
You
lot.
do. What you been reading about lately?
Um, really like you might laugh, but like quantum physics and stuff like that, like quantum physics and like nuclear like power and stuff like that. I'm so scared of it that it's one of them things is you so frightened about it, it attracts you. So I'm kind of like attracted to it now. It's
What's scary about that stuff? I don't know.
okay. So like one thing, like quantum physics, right? Everything that we know about black holes, like okay, so a black hole, we all know that it's this thing that nothing. It's a universe eater. It's a planet eater. Nothing can get out of it. It's so dense, light can't escape from it. But now we're thinking that it's just only thing that emits from it is radiation. So now that we're thinking it's actually a wormhole. So you could be at this end of the universe and be millions of light years on the other end of the universe in a split second. So that's what they're looking at it now. That they just don't know how to not be compressed into a spaghetti noodle with doing so. That's it. It's just shattering a lot of stuff now that I'm reading that in 2024 versus 2014 or 2008 or whatever the case is. So it's shattering everything right now. So it's frightening, but it's kind of you got to know what's going on in the universe around you. Kind of. So
Yeah, that is a little scary. I almost hate I asked what that was because now that's something to put on my list.
yeah,
I'm afraid of sinkholes, and now you're talking about black holes. That's
that's
crazy.
basically what it is. It's a sinkhole. It's a space sinkhole, big space sinkhole. Nothing is getting out of that though. Nothing.
So how does this affect us in the future?
So our universe now, that what I was reading, our universe now, the Milky Way galaxy, we have a super black hole. We have a super black hole that is maybe half the size of our universe. It's just going through, eating stuff up. It's missed us like a couple times by like a couple light years. So we got lucky a couple times.
Uh,
Yeah.
so what caused it though, or is this something that's just been growing over time?
This is every universe got them. Multiple ones though. It's just like
Oh,
I can't explain it. It's that's why I'm reading so much into it. I'm trying to be able to
okay.
explain it better. Like this is crazy. So it's just like this, right? Imagine how we talking right now, just that. Like it's nothing, like no light, nothing can get escape from it. But now they putting it, it's called the event horizon. So
Mm.
this this edge is where you start to be sucked in until you like it's You get sucked in at the edge, but as you're getting past the edge called the event horizon. So as you become past the event horizon, 5 minutes is like 5 hours once you pass that. So you taking something like me and turning me into something thinner than this, a pencil lead kind of. So that's where they kind of don't know what's what with it because you can't put everything that gets in it hasn't come out that
Because it
we've been
can't
able
come
to
out,
see.
right?
Yeah, because it's
Okay.
so dense. It takes something the size of an earth and turn it into smaller than the tip of a pencil, a ballpoint pen.
This seems unavoidable.
Yeah, it's not. It is unavoidable. That is it's all blessings. I think honestly, that
Mhm.
that we get missed by it.
Yeah. Oh. Oh my. Oh my. And just to, just to segue out of this scary concept.
Mm-hmm.
I know earlier we were talking about maybe like a couple weeks ago we were talking about time as just being a concept, like how
Mm-hmm.
unreal it is, like just how you just mentioned in space, like. 5 minutes could be 5 hours, vice versa, and time is just some type of it's a construct that we live by, but it doesn't really mean anything
Exactly.
per
So
se.
to better explain that, right?
Yeah.
Take for example, if you take a telescope, if we here on Earth and we were to go outside and we were to stargaze and we were to see a star exploding. That star exploded a billion some years ago, and we just now seen the light that's emitted is just now getting to us, reaching us. So that's why they say it's space. Time is just a concept of space. It's just space only exists. Time doesn't exist. It's only space. Because what I'm here doing right now, you could be around the world doing something, the same exact thing, but it's two different. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here, you're there, but we at the same point in time. Like you get what I mean? But
I do.
it's relayed in different way at different speeds.
Yeah,
So it's
I understand what you're saying. So, like things like deja vu, does that kind of play a part? Like where you enter a room and you like, I feel like I've literally been here before. I feel like I've met you before, and you've never been in that spot, that country, wherever you're at, but it feels so familiar to you.
I think more so that's more so on a spiritual thing, more so with your energy. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So um we with the body, with the human body, we inherit things, right? So some
Mm-hmm.
things sometimes we can inherit memories too. So what your parents might have experienced or grandparents might have experienced, some of those memories, that energy was transferred to you. That's why we sometimes, like you said, will be in different states or somewhere we never been. We like, oh no, I'm supposed to make this right turn. We've never been there before, but it seems so familiar, like we've been there recently, like just now, like we know exactly what's going on. Like certain conversations, like you say, deja vu. Like certain conversations, you be able to finish the conversation because it's a kind of feel like a conversation that you had. And then certain times too, deja vu is, how can I put it? A routine. You so used to a routine that when this happened and you apply this situation and the outcome of it, and you apply it to this one, you have the same outcome. It starts to feel like deja vu because you like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm down this road again. So it's
Yeah.
like it could be a whole different situation. Like, okay, cool, I should have pumped this gas, but then now is you get what I mean? Kind of, it's
Yeah, I
like,
do.
yeah, it's
I
like
do
a
get that.
okay,
That kind
yeah,
of is the best explanation of deja vu I've ever heard, because most people say, most people believe that we've been here before, like we have multiple lives,
mm-hmm,
which is still spirit and energy, right?
mm-hmm.
But they're saying it's actually you that experienced it, not that it was inherited from family, which makes sense because if we inherit trauma and if we inherit other things from our generation, why wouldn't we inherit memory? So that's kind of like the best. That is actually the best explanation of deja
Mm-hmm.
vu I've ever heard. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I love that. I love. See, I told y'all he know everything about everything. So nephew, you said story time. So I want to know, where do you want to start? Like I'm like, what do you want to talk about, or give me a short bio? And he says, I've been through it all. And he said story time. So I mean, do you want to share a little bit about your journey today?
Um. Well, yeah, I could share some bits and pieces. Mainly when I say been through it all. Um, like I said, Chicago born and raised. As you could tell, I'm a young black male. Um, I could talk like truthfully, right?
Yeah, be
Cool,
your own
cool.
kind.
So the common thing that we have Chicago with black men, not even probably just Chicago, but what I know off experience is we are surrounded by some of the best influences, right? But all the wrong stuff catches our attention. Um, Me personally, I had like don't get me wrong, like our family like not bad or nothing, no bad people or no stuff like that, nothing like that. But it's just like I said, all the wrong stuff caught my attention. So um, it's how could I put it? We I became so how could I put it? Relying on the quick that it just I start to see now that I'm older, it's a better way to do stuff. And that's really what I'm trying to do now with how I came up with doing stuff. Like I said, I had all the right influences, my uncles, my step pops, my aunties, you like I just was in an old journal from me having a journal when I was little, my temper, and it was a page in there saying you was my hero. Like for real. No lie.
Don't make me cry
No
today.
lie. And but it's just like certain stuff like that. Like this city is a one of them places where it causes you to grow up faster than what you actually need to be growing up. And I just want to create with me being through what I've been through, I just want to create and pull together some people like great like-minded minds to create like how can you put it like outlets or better ways to do stuff. If people know these young guys, they don't gotta do none of this stuff. The scam or sell drugs, steal cars. They don't have to do none of this. Rob people, none of that. You could do what you could do though is go to one of these unions or have somebody pull you to the side and teach you some stuff. Like it's better ways to do it. It's not about. I was always taught it's not about what you do, it's how you do it. So that same ambition that we got, that same drive that we got, that's I'm just trying to apply that to good benefit, if you want to put it that way.
I
Like
love that.
that's yeah, me how I grew up. Like I did a lot of messed up stuff, so it's kind of like this my way of how could I put it, like breaking a what do you call it, generational curse
Mhm.
amongst our people. Like that's something that's got to be fixed. That's something that start with people that's my age because we still able to we at that age bracket where we closer to the younger people where they still listen. Like we still in some of the same settings. We still the same some of the same areas. We still the same some of the same, you know, situations or whatever the case is. And this they'll have a better ear to that than the person that's 50 still in the club doing whatever the case, where there's
Yeah,
no guidance. Like a lot of people like I ain't had nobody teach me about credit, real estate, none of this stuff, quantum physics, none of that. I everything, but it's all start with drive. It all started with drive. That's what I had to work on too with myself. Like it's just like you said, like a backstory about me, like been through it, and I'm still going through it. Like so I'm still learning. This thing called life. It's like a game. It's a game that you don't get to pick to play. It's a game that you don't get to play, like pick, but you could choose how you decide to play it. So
yeah,
that's what I'm mainly looking at right now. Like trying to play the game the right way. Like read the actual rule book and go by the rules. So it's no more like mess ups. It's our people, we it's enough error. It's been enough error. We built a country that we have no control in. No,
that is so true.
no.
Yet it's given. Yet we're given like an illusion of choice. Like we do have choices in the matter, but we really
We
don't.
do, but we don't. See,
Yeah,
we complain about the abuse of authority. We complain about the abuse of power. We complain about abuse of all this other stuff, right? The court system, everything. But what how many younger guys you see my age that's trying to become lawyers, police officers, state troopers, FBI agents, anything,
I mean, it's
members of
some out
Senate,
there,
members
but
of
it's
House, anything.
yeah, it's not a popular thing to be because it's more I'm going to go against the system. But in order to even know how the system works, you need to be a part of it to see what you need to fix.
And that's what we're going. That's the only way. That's the only way that I think we're gonna win to is if we figure out how to operate in a system, but not by a system, by the system. Once you figure that out, that's how a lot of millionaires are millionaires now. They figured out how to operate by a system, but not within the system, but not by the system. Or
Yeah,
loopholes. You got to figure out loopholes.
and
You got to
that's
figure
just
out
by
loopholes
reading. That's
because
just
it's
by
not
reading. It's not
reading
even that difficult. I don't know if you ever saw the Netflix special. Now I can't think of it. Wild Country or something. It was this coat from India, stayed in this small town in the United States, and they literally took over the town all from reading the state constitution. They literally won elections, took over, and they were like, "You can't do this," and they would go and to the to the congressional whatever meetings or whatever and be like, it states right here, da da da
that
da
we
da da
can.
da da, and they were like, wait, they're right. And so the only way that they could beat them was, of course, cheat or whatever. They literally had people from surrounding towns like register their address and say that they live there, that they were residents of the town, so that it can be more of them to vote against the next election to get them out of power. But they had to these people were on their toes. They knew the law of that state back and front. And it's like when people really come together and they're organized and they know their stuff, and we I think some groups think this is impossible, we can never do this. It does not take a lot or a lot of people to make some type of change. You just have to take a minute and read read about
Mm-hmm.
it, sit and talk and agree and sometimes disagree, to try to make small change. It's not
And
that difficult.
and that's another thing with our people too, right? And I don't want to just say our people, but that's what I mainly see it amongst, right? So
Mhm.
everybody's job looks easier when you're not doing it.
Right,
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
right.
But if I have 5 people and I have one for, let's just say I got a person for distribution, I got a person for marketing, and I got a person for the liaison. I got 3 people, right? Now you're gonna have maybe distribution making more than marketing, and the liaison making more than both of them. But they're gonna start looking at liaison like, hey, we can do your job too. Why are you getting paid more than us? But you don't understand that we need you to work this part of the machine so the machine works as a collective. You can't, it's like a transmission. It's like a transmission. You don't just have one set gears, you have multiple sets of gears, differential that engage to take you from one set of speed from 0 to 35. Then you got from 35 to 75. Then you got from 75 to 125, and so forth. You need all of these things working together for you to push forward. This is what people don't understand.
Well,
This
that's
is
because
where people
power
get lost.
trumps knowledge, though, nephew. I wanna have the control. I wanna have the notoriety. I wanna be the face of it. And it's like, yo, ego is costing a whole movement. you know,
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a look at me culture, and that's just me being older. But to me, it just feels more of a I need to be affirmed. I need to be validated. Look at me. Look what I'm doing. Like people
Mm-hmm.
do nice things just to put it on TikTok to say
Yeah.
they did nice things.
For
So
the
it's like,
acknowledgement of it.
right, so it's like, what are your intentions? Like, your intentions is to be seen, or is your intention to actually make change?
To be actual right, exactly. But
Yeah.
either sometimes it don't even matter what your agenda is. If it's a great outcome, cool, fine, fine. Because I'm a firm believer in sometimes it's chaos to be peace.
Mm,
To be honest, that's just my in all honesty. Sometimes there has to be they coexist. You can't have peace
mm.
without chaos, and you can't have chaos without peace. Simple. Because you won't know what the other is without the other. So they coexist. You wouldn't be able to tell me that I'm wrong if there was no right, or vice versa.
Right. That's
And
true.
this and all of that is circumstantial. We know what right from right is and what wrong from wrong is, but it's that thin line that's hard to differentiate. It's that little thin line, like. But I mean, like we say, like how we say, pray on it, put forth your effort, and hopefully it'll get better with our people. Um, we just, how could I put it? Everybody just got to do the job that they are made to do. People got to start figuring out their purpose. People really got to start figuring out their purpose. Once you figure out your purpose, everything else will come into play. Your purpose might bring you to across Jan table, and Jan might be the missing piece to this, and you might be the missing piece to Jan's. Like it. We just got to start figuring out what our purposes is and start pursuing them, and stop all the validation. We need to this too. This is another thing we need to stop. We need to put this down. We need to put this down. This is giving everybody impulsive behavior. It's making everybody impatient. Because you have everything at whatever you don't know, you can figure out at the tip of your finger, at the tip of your hands, tip of your fingers. You whatever knowledge in the world.
Yeah, and you're part of the generation where you were young enough to know what it was like to wait on a letter, to wait on a package. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So yeah, I was thinking of your age. Yeah, so that compared to now, you're right. Everything is so even Amazon. I'm gonna get Prime because I want my package at 4 a.m. in the morning. Are you even up at 4 a.m.
Nope.
in
Package
the
just sitting
morning
there
to
until
receive?
10, about 9, 10 in the morning.
Just sitting downstairs for like 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yep.
is, and really it doesn't give you, it really don't really leave you time to think, because it's once you think of something pops up on your phone, even when you're trying to go through Google, or you're trying to go through just Facebook looking for something. Here's an ad. Ooh, let me hit on the ad. I have found that it takes me 45 minutes to actually look up the thing I was looking for, because it'd be so many distractions
Yep.
popping up when I'm just trying to look for one thing.
Yep.
I'm trying to look for a phone number. I have a notification from there, and I'm like, ooh, ooh, and I feel like the lack of focus comes from something all just it's overstimulating to me. It's just
Mm-hmm.
overstimulating. And for generations that only know this and don't know what it's like to just stop and think and turn off, I feel like that also plays a part with a lot of anxiety too,
Yep.
in the younger generation too, because it's overstimulating to know everything all at once. Like it's just too much.
Yep, and that's another thing too. What a lot of our people don't even realize. A lot of our people are really battling mental health issues, and they really don't like. You have to really be truthful. Like a lot of people don't be truthful with themselves. First of all, you have to be truthful with yourself before you be truthful with anybody else under this sun. Simple.
Facts.
Without that, nothing you say really could be valid. You're gonna second guess yourself at every single turn. And that's half of the reason why a lot of people second guess themselves, because they know at the end of the day, I shouldn't either be doing this or I should be doing some other stuff. Like it's simple. Like people have to focus. People have to focus. They just gotta focus. You gotta focus, and it's called mental discipline. Mental discipline, emotional intelligence. Simple. Those two things being worked on in our community will change us a lot. A lot. Will advance us about 20 years. We need to set ourselves back about 20 years thinking about all these rap songs and all of this other keeping up with the Joneses and everything else. For real. Serious. Serious.
I agree, but it's on purpose though. It does what it's supposed to do, distract. Anytime there is some nonsensical thing that goes viral online, there is something very serious happening behind the scenes. I'm a firm believer of that.
Mm-hmm.
When we're trying to figure out if a dress is blue or yellow, somebody with the decision making authority is making a decision that's going to cost a lot of people. Yeah, I'm a firm believer of that. Firm believer. And when stuff like that happen, I go to CNN.com, and it never fails me. There's
Yep.
something going. There's something
Yep.
dirty in the water. Yeah.
When all of this stuff was just happening a few weeks ago, who was that? Oh, this whole case with Young Thug, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's going on, but they leveling buildings in Beirut, like leveling whole buildings. Like a cruise missile went right into the building, leveled the whole building. Yep.
Wow.
And this has been going on. People not understand. Like me and Uncle was just talking about this earlier with North Korea and Russia. Like they allies. Now Russia is training them. People don't understand that our ally was who? China. That was our biggest ally. We trillions of dollars in debt with them. We are more in debt with them than we have money in circulation. So they're no longer our allies. They are also Russia's allies. So that a lot while we focusing on Lil Durk case and Young Thug case and Cardi B and all this other stuff, that's what's going on. That's a problem. These people outpopulate us by millions.
Yes.
Millions. We're not talking about a couple thousand people. We talking about a couple stadiums worth of people.
Yeah.
And then some. So I think we pretty much need to pull it together as a people. Not even. I think honestly, the race thing, yeah, it happened, but we passed that now. It's time to come together as a people. As a people, you black, white, brown, orange, purple, blue, green. I don't care. We share the same common goal. We bleed the same. We feel pain the same. We have the same pain receptors. We got everything the same. Granted, whatever, we may not be the same, but anatomy wise, we are the same. We are all the same.
I feel like it's never been about race. I always felt like it was about class, social class.
I think it's about honestly,
I
yeah,
mean, it's
that
about a
too.
lot of things, but I feel like the one of the real separations to me, like when I took sociology years ago, and I started learning about the lower class, middle class, which at this point I think they're one and the same, and then the
Mm-hmm.
upper class. You know, like I always felt like it was about classes, but on in media they make it about race or sexual orientation or things of that sort. But I don't really think that's the divide.
It's about power, to be honest, because think about
Yeah.
it, right? Think about it. Even if it was about race, even if they was to make it about race, you gotta look at anything throughout history with us, right? With the black
Mm,
people. We are, we have, if not the if hmm, closest to, or if not the most physically like athletic bodies. You get what I mean? Our bodies are the one of the hardest working things in the universe. Like for real. People don't understand this. This is why we get looked at with sports. Anything we dominate and they pay attention to us and they try to replicate. So if y'all notice, why are we not? That's the point that I'm trying to make. We're not doing anything to get in these positions to power or anything to sway it different. Media, it don't even have to be the judge. Anything with media, we could change. We could change the whole dynamic on how people look at us through media itself. You got to think about it. There's certain people of other races that ain't never came across a person like me. They only see them on TV, and what does the TV depict? Violence, violence. They not saying nothing about the 17 or 16-year-old who's going to college. Who's going to college? Who's halfway done with college? They didn't say nothing about the first female black pilot, the youngest female black pilot. They said nothing about her.
no. You'll find it on Instagram on a small platform. That's
If
it.
even that. If even that. But the
Right.
point is you got to go searching. But the BS is right there in your face.
Now, do you think that could be the fault, like of some? Let's think of some of the black media. I think Shade Room is probably the biggest, the largest on Instagram, black owned. Like they rarely, like they do spew a lot of celebrity because I feel like celebrity news gets a better highlight because people are interested in the rich, right, or who we think are
Mm-hmm.
rich, because some of them are not, but the famous or whatever. So it's like we doing this to get your attention. If we always spew positive things, about the black community, who's going to be paying attention to that? So I think sometimes even in our own media platforms, we tend to, even here, I talk about celebrities sometimes, we tend to fall back on that just to get the attention of the people, and I guess I see what you're saying. It'd be more of that than it'd be more of like productive things or progressive type material. So
Yeah,
I
it's
can,
just
but I understand both. I understand that too, though, because you want to continue to keep the attention to of viewers.
it's just like this. The negative is always going to outsell the positive. I could live a
Right.
life of positive. The two negative things people gonna always remember. Simple. It's simple. But that's why, even just like you just said, right? It goes both ways though. Everything is it's all how can you say it? Circumstantial, right? So just how we saying, if just how you just said, if it's all positivity that's being bashed on them, who gonna support, right? But that's just like the same with the homosexual thing, right? They putting it in shows, cartoons, everything. They bashing it, boom, bashing it, drowning you in it. People are complaining, but you still have supporters. You still have a great number of supporters in that community, right?
Right.
So why can't it be the same?
That's
Why
true.
can't it be the same?
That's
If you
true.
bash positivity in it, Thug, let's see if Dirk was still out, if they start rapping all about positivity and rapping how Lupe Fiasco and everybody was rapping, people would have no choice but to support it.
That's how rap used to be, though. Rap used to be about positive, building a community, and it used to be
Common,
popular.
Mos Def, Lupe,
Yeah.
Pharrell, Kanye, everybody used to do it, and it was a
Yep.
thing. It was a thing. It was a
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
Kanye and them, they didn't have all that ass shaking in the videos and all of this, guns and all of this, but they were still getting support,
That's true. He
if
had a whole
not the
Jesus
most
walk.
support.
Yeah, Jesus Walks was super popular, and I don't even think he thought that was gonna fly like that. Flew off the charts. A song about Jesus,
Bash it,
and
and
he
it's
said
gonna
it
get.
in the song. He said it in the song.
But like I said, negativity
Yeah,
sells more than positivity. It's gonna, it always does. That's why it's so many. How could I say? In our neighborhood, it's always this analogy. It's always this analogy. That's why it's always you see more liquor stores than you see libraries. You see more liquor stores than you see playgrounds. You feel me? You see more clubs getting renovated than playgrounds getting updated. Swings all old and rusty and slides you can't even slide down. Versus you going up the street in the corner store that they hang out in front of all day, renovated, well lit, everything, no track, nothing. But the niggas hang out all day. But the kids want to go chill at the park, but they can't because they might get cut on the slide because the slide all messed up. You know, it's just certain stuff. Like even when it come to like, don't get me wrong. Even back then in the day, right? We had like drug dealers. They still looked out for the community. All right, cool.
yeah,
We need what? We need what going on? Oh, okay, cool. Chop this down. Let's handle this for the block. Chop this down. Let's handle this for the community. Okay, cool. Now it's selfishness. It's okay, cool. I'm gonna get this money from the community, but I ain't gonna put nothing else back in the community. It's all for me. Like that's not cool. You gotta. It's just like rappers with fans, celebrities with fans. You get them, you receiving from them, and you giving back. You get what I mean?
yeah,
That's a lot of people. It's crazy, but that's why I said it start with us. Like it start with emotional intelligence and um um discipline, mental discipline.
mental discipline. Yeah,
For
I was
real.
trying to remember the second thing, so I was gonna help
Uh,
you out, but
Mental discipline and emotional
yeah,
intelligence. A lot of people in our community wouldn't be in the predicaments or in the situations or wouldn't have came across the fate that they came across if they sat back and just was emotionally intelligent about stuff. Is this going to affect me a week from now? Is this going to affect me a month from now? Or am I literally just in my feelings right now? Or am I
but
just in my feelings?
nephew, in order for you to be cognizant of emotional intelligence, somebody has to introduce it to you. I feel like half of the problem is what you were saying, like who is mentoring? If everybody's trying to be young, hip, whatever, so what's happening with the children? it was literally a million people that were in my village, and same with you, that I could go to, I could talk to, that support. And there are, it's like, but now everybody wants to be young, forever young, and this and that, or seen or whatever. And it's like, okay, and these kids are pretty much trying to figure it out by themselves, because they're pretty much getting raised by social, not raised by the streets anymore, social media. We just talked about how you said kids be on a video game at 2 in the morning, 7 years old. Where
Mm-hmm.
is that parent saying, hey, game time is over?
Go to sleep.
Who are you talking to? What are you playing? And I used to get irritated because I'm like, my mom's so nosy. But we need more nosy parents. Like, what are you
For
doing?
real. Serious. 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 And it's another that's another thing that's going on. Like 85,000 CPS kids went missing. That nobody has any recollection
Wait,
of
you say
anything happening.
85,000?
85,000. This was taken to Supreme Court. All of this rapper stuff and celebrity stuff, courtrooms and all. No, this is the actual thing that's going on in courts and Supreme Courts. This lady was over all of this, like, well-being, the wellness of these children. She's getting like crucified on the stand about that. Like, where are they? What, we haven't had any updates. We haven't had anything. Where are these children?
Wait,
Where
are
are
these
those
kids
children?
going to school and not coming home?
85,000 kids. We talking it like that, the situation like that, just not coming back to school one day, just not been ever being heard of again. All of this stuff. Like, this is a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. But nobody's saying nothing about it.
That's crazy. You drop your kid off and then you never see them again.
Half of these kids, though, you got to think about it. You got to take apples and oranges. You got to take, you got to take it, and you got to really like be a realist about it. You got to think about it. Back in the day, with what Aaliyah, Beyonce, and all these other people, they was letting their kids go with these celebrities at 2, 3 in the morning, 12 o'clock in the morning, and here go $1,000. Here go $2,000. You ain't seeing your baby for a week. Is it really different? Is it really different?
I think it's different because it's school. I feel like when it comes to
Yeah, but at the
celebrities,
same token, though, I get what you're saying, but it's the same kind of principle about it, though. Like, it's what I'm getting at is some of these people were not. Some people are selling their kids. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, they're not. You got to think about it. Like, how many times have we heard in throughout history it getting too tough and them just giving the kid up for adoption or whatever the case is? How many people are messed up? We are in a suppressed recession right now. Everybody is like struggling for money. It's scrambling for money right now. Like you just said, there's no. I don't think it's no middle class no more. It's a
me
lower
neither.
class and an upper class.
Yeah.
So the people that's not in the upper class, the rich elites, are messed up right now. So it's people are gonna do whatever for money. We done seen that. We seen that all through history. People in the little rapper dude QC that was from Chicago. I hate to say his name. No, none of that. But the little rapper guy from Chicago had his mom killed. $90,000 for insurance policy. Went through the hood driving rage, throwing money out the car and everything. People do crazy things for money. People do crazy things when they back up against the wall. Serious. So I don't put it
Okay.
past a lot of people doing the same thing that they was. That's why I brought that up with them back then, with the celebrities and their kids back then, with them being out going. Some of these people are doing it, like, and they sometimes it just be too much. How many people say, oh man, these kids, I can't do nothing no more. How these kids, da 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 da. You had the kids. You should have planned this. This is something that should have been planned. Like, but then you want to do all this false stuff. No, just take it for what it is. No, I sold my kid, so it doesn't have to be a. You get what I mean? It's a
I get
lot of.
it. I get it, because when I think of R. Kelly and I looked at, when it was a big thing, I was looking at some of the videos and stuff like that, and I'm just like, so you dropped your kid off, you signed over rights, guardianship rights, and you call and check on the kid every once in a while? Now all of a sudden the kid's not calling you. Why do we need to be in a studio at 14 all day? Don't we got school? So I start thinking, and then, but if you say that publicly, it's like, well, they still were groomed and they were victims. It's not the kid's fault, but some adult
The
has something to do
parents.
with something.
It's the
As a
parents.
parent, right? I'm ringing the doorbell like it's 9 o'clock. Come on, no, she done singing for the day. We're going home.
Simple. Simple. You coming back from the club with you and your grown niggas and coming to get my 14-year-old daughter. It's 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I just thought about a song. You ain't think about no song. Nigga, you could think about that song in the morning when I'm able to go to. I call off work and go to the
Right. And then that's
studio
another
with you.
thing. They push the childhood. I saw this too. They push the childhood stars to emancipate themselves so that they can work over the child what is it? The child labor hour limit or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I would hate to think that they're selling their kids in CPS, but I really can't put nothing past that because I heard that it's a whole world underground where the trafficking is happening, where they're selling the organs. It's I try not to think about that type of world because I feel like it's just too much. I know it exists, kind of like the black hole. It's just I don't want it in the
It's just
forefront
like
of
that
my
thing where we just said
mind.
chaos and peace.
Yeah, peace. Yeah,
As
yeah,
stuff could get real chaotic,
yeah,
real evil. Like it's best to be on this side. It's best to know both sides of what's going on so you aware, but it's best to be on the on the peace side because that
yeah.
chaos side get a little too, you know.
Yeah. So, what advice do you have for a young man that is faced with, like you said earlier, like your environment is presenting all the wrong choices, but you want to do the opposite? Like, what advice would you have for that young man?
Man, this me being 100 to y'all, and I'm looking in this camera. Stop going off what your homie saying, your partner saying, whatever little female saying. Listen, this life that you living is your book. You can write out whoever you want to. You can write in whoever you want to. You can choose to end the story whenever you want to. No more writing. You get what I'm saying? So just pay attention to that. Pay attention to things that strike your best interest. That's it. And pursue that. Whatever gonna have you up top, and that's the positive in it. Do that and get good with y'all gods. For real. Seriously. Do some more praying and put forth that effort. And you'll notice a difference. For real. Leave all the BS to there's no money in the streets no more. For real. If you selling XYZ, you getting robbed. That's it's simple. There's no more money in the streets, dude. If you're not getting robbed, somebody telling on you. There's no more money out here. Do it the legit way. I'll tell you something right now. That same little money that you got stacked up right now, go get you a truck, get you a CDL. Do local. You could do a carrier service. You could make $7,000 a trip, $10,000, $15,000 a trip, going from this state to this state with a trailer. That's it in a pickup truck. So it's different avenues of revenue. Take that same hustler mentality that y'all got and y'all doing the messed up stuff with and put it towards something positive. And you're gonna see how much better you prosper. That's the best advice that I can give. That's what the living through a lot taught me. Do whatever strike your best interest. You can't have it for nobody else if you don't got it for yourself.
I
You
love
can't
that.
have nobody help nobody with their mental if your mental not in order.
That's true. Because however we are, it kind of permeates. It spills up, not permeate. It spills over into the people around us. So when you are centered and you your best self, then that kind of spreads
It
spread
brushes
around.
off.
Yep.
It brushes
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. So here at BYOK nephew, we have a signature question, and that is, if you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be and why?
Ooh. Persistence. Persistent. And I say that because if it's something that I don't know at the time, I'm not gonna stop until I figure it out. or if it's something that don't sit right with me, I'm not, or something that's not right, I'm not gonna rest until it's right. It's made right, or at least I have put forth my best effort to make it right.
I love that. And that's a true story, everyone. I
For
love that. I
real.
love that. Now, if somebody want to reach out to you and just get some wisdom, knowledge, or if they just have some questions for you, how could they reach you?
You can reach me on my email, dcash6995 at gmail.com. I will be, just hit me up. Let me know. Let me know.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for being on my show, nephew.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
This
I'll be
is
back soon.
Please do. Like I really enjoyed this conversation and oh my God. I'm not going to get into a speech because I will get teary eyed, but I just want to say that I love the man that you have grown into be. I've known you from the little kid up and now you're a father yourself, and it's just beautiful to just see you just shining and glowing and like you. I just want to, for the record, we're learning till we die. I'm still learning things, you know what I'm saying, and I don't like it when people get on there like, yeah, you got to learn. Yeah, you need to learn too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
like
For
you're not
sure.
done learning either. And so I love the fact that you're open for growth and you're open for new ideas and new perspectives. And I just want to say that I love you so much. I love
I
you
love you
so
too,
much.
Auntie.
And I really appreciate you taking out your time for being on the show today.
Thank you for
Um,
having me. Thank you for having me.
is there
Thank you. Thank
anything
you.
else you want to say before we close out?
Nope. Hope
Okay.
y'all. I hope this segment helps some people, man. For real. For real. Honest. Honestly.
I'm pretty sure it did. I mean, you spoke truths. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? And I feel like I think an older person told me like this generation don't have grit. We need more grit. Like grit is kind of like I don't know, downplay when everybody getting trophies and stuff like that. Like I feel like you need to lose to know what it feel like to win. Just like
Oh
we said
yeah.
with the chaos and the peace. Like I feel like that's character building.
Oh
Like
yeah.
everything you can't always receive an award when you suck. Like because what is motivating you to sharpen that skill or that
Sharpen your
tool?
skill.
Right.
Mhm.
So I do believe that it needs to be a little bit more grit and not a lot of like hand holding because what are you learning in that? You know, what's the lesson? But that's a whole nother episode, right? But everyone, I'm thank you for tuning in. Hey, you're well, like we said, you are never stuck. Stuck is just it's a perspective. That's it. The
Yep.
feeling of being stuck is a perspective. It's not real. You know what I'm saying? Get around positive influences. Be okay with being outside of the box. You don't
If
have to
you,
fit
that's one
in.
thing I want to say too. Oh my
Yeah.
God. You guys cannot complain about being uncomfortable with trying to be in situations or being in spaces that you have never been. You
Mm,
cannot. That is the number one thing. In order to be somewhere you have never been, you have to do something you have either never done or be in a situation you've never been in. You may be uncomfortable. Get comfortable with the uncomfortability if you want to grow.
that's perfectly said. Perfectly said. Yeah, that's perfect. I don't have nothing after that. So, listeners, don't forget to be kind to yourself and to each other. Never forget to be your own kind. And until next time, bye.